Angela, thank you so much for being here today to talk about renewing with NBCOT.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I really want you to help me with this moment that comes up every 3 years. One, I start to get stressed because I'm like, oh, my NBCOT renewal's done. I get the email usually, and part of me is like, okay, I'm really thankful because it's not that expensive. It's $65. But then there's the cognitive load of being like, oh, do my CEUs for my license match with the PDU requirements? How do I get those all lined up? What if I get audited? There's just a little cognitive load that comes with this renewal. What's your pitch to me and others for why this effort is worth it?
Sure. So I think a lot of times when people think, oh my gosh, it's time to renew, do I have the units that I need to have? That like we're not about adding more work. We're really just wanting to recognize the work that everyone's already doing. So there's so many ways to earn those units. We call them CAUs, which are competency assessment units, but they're the same as a CEU or a PDU. You can mentor, you can supervise, you present, publish, volunteer. There's so many things that you can do, and most of the activities that you would do for your certification renewal are going to count towards your state license. So you don't have to do any duplication of efforts. So it is really easy to maintain your certification. And when you do renew, we're not asking you to submit all of that evidence. You're just attesting to the fact that you have done it. And if you were to be in the future selected for a random audit, then at that time you provide that documentation to us and we check it that way. So it is really simple in the moment. It literally takes less than 5 minutes to renew your certification. And I think people also think, well, why do it, right? Other than the state of South Carolina, certification is voluntary. So some things that I think really stick out to me are state licensure really varies, but our certification is the one consistent national standard, right? You're ensuring that the public knows that you've met the same level of competence no matter where you practice. And it really is about professional pride, right? You worked as an OT practitioner really hard to get through school, through field work. You passed that national certification exam. The renewal is how you honor that achievement. You're saying, I'm committed to staying current and competent and accountable, not just to myself, but to the clients and patients that I serve. Another thing that's really important is employers look for the OTR and COTA certification. So many jobs either require it or employers prefer it. So if you let that certification lapse, it can delay employment or create unnecessary hurdles for you to get that job. Someone else may get it before you. So it really is, like you said, easy and affordable and allows you not to have to scramble in the future. So it's not just really about the letters that are after your name. It's like what those letters tell the public. And I think about it this way. I know that if I'm going to go to a doctor, I want that doctor to maintain or have board certification. And I think OT deserves and should have that same standard of competency and accountability. And like you said, renewal is cheap. It's $65 every 3 years. So that's just $20 a year. So for the cost of a couple coffees, you can maintain a national certification that really reflects your commitment, your professionalism, and your continued growth. And we haven't increased that fee in probably, I think, 20 years. So in a world where everything gets more expensive, it really is one of the ways that is the most stable and affordable way to invest in your professional future.
Yeah, I can definitely attest to the fact that I build it up in my mind every 3 years, and then I like click through the actual process, and I was like, oh, that's way easier than I thought it was going to be. Um, um, Something that I like about NBCOT is I see how active you all are on so many fronts, which translates to perks for people who do renew. What are some of those perks that you think are most potent for the practicing clinician?
Sure. I think some of the resources that come with maintaining your certification are micro credentials. So I look at those that they're more than just a digital badge. They're really like a shareable proof of focused knowledge in key areas of OT practice. So we have a number of those for both OTR and COTA. And those, again, are earned at no additional cost. We have the Navigator tools, which is our competency assessment platform. And in that is a lot of mini quizzes and simulations and different type of activities that are interactive, bite-sized, and clinically relevant. And it's just helping you stay sharp. And within that tool, we also have an ethics simulation, which is also really important. And a lot of states require an ethics course now. So depending on your state, you can utilize that ethics simulation within the Navigator to not only help with your state licensure, but also your certification. And again, that's free. Navigator is free to anyone who is currently certified. We also provide access to ProQuest, which is full access to peer-reviewed research for evidence-based practice at no additional cost. So we never want staying evidence-based to be a barrier. So we're really trying to help make that easier. Something else that we provide that is just $10 extra a year is a new tool called the MyEBP tool. And it's a step-by-step tool that helps the OT practitioner build evidence into real clinical practice. So from framing that initial question to applying it into documentation, it's like really having like an evidence-based practitioner mentor in your pocket. So that's something new that we've given out. And I think at Perk 2 is that we have, I think, 32 ways of being able to maintain your certification. So like I said before, all those different ways, depending on where you are within your practice, to be able to maintain it. So whether you are mentoring or supervising or presenting or publishing, or you're just going to different type of courses to earn those units, we don't want to add any additional work. We're recognizing what you've already done, and there's something for everybody. It's not a one size fits all approach.
I can definitely say that ProQuest is my favorite perk. I use that feature all the time, or that is the reason I go to the NBCOT website to use that feature. I love it. Thinking of the future, I just think right now in this moment for OT, there is so much going on and on so many fronts. I would imagine as NBCOT, it's hard to even know what to focus on. What do you all see on the horizon for NBCOT, and then I guess for people who renew with NBCOT?
Sure. I think something that we're going to continue to do is really expand the micro-credentials for OT practitioners. We do see that as one of the benefits that people are really enjoying and utilizing. So making sure we can provide more ways to showcase that focused clinical knowledge to help people stand out. We're really looking at exploring AI and how those tools can be incorporated into competency assessment in terms of how we can use that towards renewal and providing resources to our OT practitioners to meet them where they are in their career. We're really going to focus on increasing the visibility of OT. So we've been working on our initiative, the Why Choose OT campaign. So we're really going to work to continue to elevate the profession and make sure we can get OT to be that household name. And just continuing that stronger advocacy for public protection. So that is our mission. We're always going to evolve with the profession, but we always want to stay rooted in our mission to protect the public because it is so important. But we aren't just about just initial certification or renewal. We're here for them from when they're a student to a seasoned practitioner. And I think when I look at the future, I think about how can we provide more support, more flexibility, and more ways for OT practitioners to demonstrate their value. And I'm kind of excited to see how that's all going to unfold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of exciting things on the horizon. And I'm excited to see these things that you're talking about made manifest. Angela, thank you so much for the time today and for stepping into this role as the temporary CEO at NBCOT. I can imagine it's a lot to carry. So thank you for this time and just for the role that you're taking on.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And I think if anyone ever has questions about renewal or has questions about why it matters, they should always reach out to NBCOT. We're always here. We're always open and willing to have a conversation with anyone that wants to talk through it. So we're always here for you.
Thank you, Angela.